Alrighty, so today we are back and we are going to be doing another installment of everybody's favorite type of ranking video, and that is going to be the top 10 LRs in Dokkan as of the first couple days of GDC 2025, the first ever GDC. So pretty fun stuff. Things have changed quite a bit in terms of the hardest fight. I would say that's really important before we really get into this video. Most of the context in my arguments, and you will be hearing my arguments within this video, right? But a lot of it is going to be based around the fact that we have a new Goku Black and Zamasu fight that is sort of a nightmare for a lot of characters that have that are bad with locking and AoEs in specific. So when a fight comes out where there's locking and there's AoEs, you absolutely need that early on damage reduction and defensive capability right away, especially to deal with a lock. So if you guys are confused about the rankings a little bit, this is mostly going to be considered with the Goku Black and Zamasu fight because the Festival of Battles, I think, has become much more accessible to clear. The red zones are the same case where we have a lot of really good characters, and every character on this list is also very good. So if a character is 7 and you think they should be at 6 or they should be at 5, I think that's completely okay. I think 1, 2, and 3 for me right now are really the only spots where I'm like, this is how I'm feeling, this is good, right? Well, really just 1 and 2, but other than that, I just wanted to let you know. So quick disclaimer, these are all my opinion, right? Things can be interchanged and stuff like that. But remember, if you're going to argue with somebody in the comments in this type of video, please be respectful. We're just ranking Dokkan units and it's just a fun little discussion point. So all that yapping out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with the list. Now, usually what I like to do is sit down and sort of think about where I like these placements. But honestly, with this one, I think I kind of just want to give you how I'm genuinely feeling, and then if I want to correct it, I will at the end of by the end of the video. So first and foremost, right, honorable mentions will stay in the GDC is peak section for now, but we're just going to move right into the top 10. First off, at number 10, I have our boy Gotenks. Now, I really like what Teq Gotenks is capable of within the new Goku Black and Zamasu fight. The issue is that he has a bit of a Russian roulette style to what you are looking for. This character is 100% perfect in the sense of if he gets a super, especially imagine the situation for this Gotenks that I think is really ideal is you have him in slot 1, you put him in front of any you get the super right away. So if you guys don't know, this guy's damage reduction goes up to 99% basically with a super attack that is a Ki Blast. And in the Goku Black and Zamasu fight, Goku Black and Zamasu, thankfully, are both doing Ki Blast. So that is going to be really helpful for this character because he's able to just get that damage reduction and stuff like that. And he can also counter back with some power. But the problem with that in specific is if he tanks Goku Black's super, the issue is that he counters. And if you guys don't know, at least in my opinion, you really don't want to be hitting Goku Black in that fight until you absolutely have to. And getting an early buildup for him on the first turn just to survive is not, in my opinion, the most ideal way to sort of go about that fight. Now, that is just sort of where I'm at with him right now. But this is just sort of how I'm feeling with that fight right now. And I think 10 is a good spot for him because he has some offensive capabilities with his active skill. Defensively on that active skill turn, he is pretty good with the damage reduction combined. But the problem is, again, if you take a normal with him right away in that fight, he's probably just going to lose. So it's a very high risk, high reward type of style that you're running with this Gotenks. But I have seen a lot of the trending tab teams, this guy's being run a lot in that Goku Black and Zamasu fight. So that is how it sort of works, right, with this Gotenks. But overall, I like him. I don't think he has enough offensive capability. I guess that really doesn't matter that much, right? But I think defensively, he's just doing enough to the point where he can be in the top 10. I like where he is right now. And he's not a character that requires a gazillion turns of buildup to get him where you need to be. So that's how I'm kind of feeling about this Gotenks right now. Let's move on to number 9, and that is going to be Teq Broly. Now, Teq Broly, we've talked about him 100 times on this channel at this point, right? You guys know short form damage reduction as well as being able to transform on turn 3 with the 76% damage reduction and guard is always going to be nice for a character like this. I guess what we could do is sort of just pull up the character as I'm talking about him. But with Teq Broly in specific, what I really like about him is just his ability to link well with other characters, right? Like he, for an extreme class character, that typically tends to be a little bit of a problem with like extreme class units like Broly and stuff like that. But if we go to the legendary Super Saiyan Broly here with 76% damage reduction and guard for the, if you put him in slot 1, like he's going to be looking pretty good. But the problem here to me, at least like with the first 2 characters we've talked about, is the fact that like he's Teq. So 76% damage reduction and guard is good, but like a built up Rose Super can still get through this guy, right? To me, it's just like that early onset damage reduction that he has at 50%, because like again, you can get locked and get put out of slot 1, right? Locking is so bad for just like characters, especially right now with like the scope of things. Like, I'll just kind of give you an example. Like, a lock is like a death sentence for this guy if he doesn't dodge, for this guy, right? For this guy, like these 3 10-year anniversary LRs, like they cannot deal with a slot 1 lock. And that is a big problem. Now, this Broly, especially on turn 1, he can deal with a slot 1 lock, but it's everything else after that that becomes a little bit of an issue, right? That damage reduction does go down to 50%, and baseline 50% damage reduction, especially if he gets locked out of slot 1, is not going to be enough for like a super from Goku Black, who can just like tear through almost anything defensively, right? So it's kind of a tough spot for him. But with that damage reduction, I guess maybe I think I like this a little bit more now that I'm talking about it. But no, I do like this better because he'll take an AoE. He can tank an AoE when this guy can't if he doesn't get that super first, right? So yeah, and I also the problem with him as well though, like if you transform with him, this is why these characters, like, they just have flaws, right? This guy, if you do the AoE as the legendary Super Saiyan, you're going to be buffing Goku Black. So like any form of buffing Goku Black is a bit of a problem, right? So it's like, I don't know. This fight makes things so tough to rank where I don't even know how good I feel about it, right? So yeah, it's a tough spot. I like him at 9 though. I think, defensively, especially that at first turn 90% damage reduction if you don't transform him is still like really, really good, right? I still think that's definitely the case for me. So I'm gonna put him at 9, and let's go ahead and move on to number 8. So number 8, Super Saiyan 4 Goku has fallen a little bit because, again, it's just because of this fight right now. I gotta like I have to stress that it's just because of this fight. What is nice about this character, I will say, is I guess what I'm gonna say, like the biggest negative about this character to me is if you get him on turn 1 in the new Goku Black and Zamasu fight, you basically just want to reset. Because I think the main strategy you want to operate on with this character is you have him on turn 2. And if you get tagged up in the first phase, you're able to work around that. You're able to, I can't talk all of a sudden, but you're able to, why am I struggling here? You're able to heal and do the giant form, right? So when you get the giant form, you're going to be able to take away the supers more than likely, because I haven't really went into a turn with like, especially both of them alive in the Goku Black and Zamasu fight. I guess we could pull that up as well. But the Goku Black and Zamasu fight, when you go into the giant form, it's basically like a guarantee both those characters are going to be supering, right? That's at least in my experience. Like, it's very rare that you go into a turn and those guys are not supering on both, like just both of them. So it's like you guys can see here, right? Like 400 million HP on this guy, 4.8 million. This guy's always healing. He's locking, right? Doing all that stuff. So what you're going to likely get with this guy is you're going to be able to take away both of those supers. You're going to be able to take away the AoE, and then you're in a good spot because you're also going to be able to heal. But the problem is this guy 100% cannot go in slot 1 like comfortably at all. He will get tagged up. And if you do get this guy on turn 1 in the Goku Black and Zamasu fight, he will be taking like 500, 600, 700k on normals that he can't dodge. So, or that he doesn't dodge. So like you're already on that 70% chance right here with the great chance, right? So if you don't get that, then you're in for it. And like, that's basically just going to be a bad spot. So it's like, if you are getting like this guy on turn 1 and you're resetting, I just don't think that's very indicative of how good the character's going to be. But that, again, this is just in the context of the Goku Black and Zamasu fight. I just have to keep reiterating that for those of you who may be skipping around. This guy, like, again, very good if you're looking for somebody who's going to stack, you're looking for somebody who's going to be a really good linking partner for a lot of the best characters in the game right now. He absolutely still fits that mold. So that's where I like him right now. But I do think that that could potentially change a bit in the future. So that's where I have him right now. Now, when it comes to number 7, oh man, this is a tough spot because now we have, like, you guys probably know this is like the top. Well, we have 8 characters here, huh? Yeah, we do. Maybe Gotenks doesn't make the top 10. Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'm going to slide him down to honorable mentions, and then I'm going to do this. Which sounds crazy, but we have 8 characters here who I like better. But who the hell do I put at number 8? That's the tough spot. Like, who is the worst of this bunch? You guys might not like this, and I'm this is bad. This is actually really bad. Do I play it safe? I think I might play it safe. Yeah, I can't put AGL Gogeta at 8. Y'all, I can't do that. Let me think about this. Okay, so I restructured things a little bit, thought about it for a couple minutes, and this is what I ended up coming up with. We got Beast Gohan at 8. Although I really think you could argue him higher. I'm gonna pander a little bit because I'm kind of scared. I don't want to get absolutely destroyed in this video. But this is what I have so far. I think Beast Gohan, what I really like about him is he is like, the damage is 100% not there, but he has such good utility for the defensive side of things. And I also moved AGL UI Goku to 10 on this list because I just think his guaranteed dodging, as well as his revive, 2 turns of guaranteed dodge in this fight, as well as a second chance with a revive, is really, really valuable. So that's sort of why I like him here. It's not for any of his offensive capabilities, but he does have like a little bit because he's going to be doing crits a lot. So like if you are like, the boss has like a sliver of HP remaining and you have this UI Goku in the back, like you 100% can get away with that. And that is sort of where I'm feeling, what I'm feeling right now with that character. So this is maybe what I'll have to do, I guess, like, I don't know. If you don't like the list, you don't like the list. Like if you like dislike this list and then say like, how is Super Saiyan 4 not on here? It's because you didn't watch the video. Like that's how I'm feeling about it, at least right now. So like that's at least if you're watching up to this point and you see that comment, just say like, be like, to say this is solely based on the Goku Black and Zamasu fight right now, because that is the current sort of topic. And right now, I think that this guy just has, he provides like, I'd probably just do something like this. Yeah, sure. That's fine. Yeah, I'll put him on the list. So it's because he has the ability to take away the super and the AoE. That's really what it comes down to for you. And then you have the ability to just dodge everything for 2 turns. And that's just really valuable because you could potentially get both the supers on this guy. He doesn't get touched and you're good to go. So that is where he is at right now. And I'm feeling pretty good about that placement right there. Next, this one's going to be a bit of a hot take. All right. No, it's not. I'm going to put Tien here at number 7. I think that Tien is really good in this new fight. Like that is something that you guys have to understand. I think he is an absolute dog in this new fight. But no, I'm not doing it. I'm putting Tien at 6. AGL Gogeta, number 7. Yeah, I like it. This new fight, I'm doing it. You know, I'm putting my foot down. This is how I'm feeling right now. Why do I like Tien more than AGL Gogeta in the new fight? In the new fight, Gogeta or Vegeta does not have the juice, right? Defensively. Can he work? Yes. Does a super kill him? Yes. Tien, it's a bit of an interesting case, especially if you have Mercenary Tao to pair him with. He's a dog in this new fight. I think he operates really well. He's got that high damage reduction, he's countering supers, and he just potentially can keep you in an all right spot, right? So I think overall, he is just really good right now for specifically this new fight. Really like what he's bringing to the table with Tien. AGL Gogeta is awesome, right? But I think he's going to lose you the fight more than this guy is. Really, I think you could do this, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Yeah. I like Beast Gohan a little bit more. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. I keep talking myself up, and then I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. AGL Gogeta can provide some offense, and what he also is doing, I forgot to mention this because someone is going to destroy me in the comments about this. You need to not worry about the comments, Vilify. It's a top 10 video. People aren't going to like it no matter what, okay? Everybody lock in. This video is all over the place. But with AGL Gogeta, there's one really important thing that he is doing. And some of you may know what that is. And if you don't, let's think about it for a second. And I'm not being facetious. Like, let's just think about it. There's one thing he does when he goes to Super Gogeta. And again, you probably know where I'm going with this. But with Super Gogeta, what does he do? He gets locked. You can unlock him. That's really what it comes down to, right? You can move him out of that spot. The problem for me is that a lot of times in my experience using him, that like he takes a super, the game's over, right? Like it's tough to stack with him, but he does have that ability to tag and do a Ghost Usher. But that is like sort of how I'm feeling with that right now. What really is like the problem with this Gogeta is that the lock is going to destroy him, right? And he does not have that capability that Vegito has with the 90% damage reduction after supering and stuff like that, which Vegito, like the Vegito character could still take a lot, like specifically in there. So just keep that in mind. But Vegito, I think, is a little bit better because of the taunt and stuff like that. So that is sort of where I'm feeling with that. But with Tien, again, really good damage reduction, the ability to counter the supers, stuff like that for this new fight, just really good. Because this new fight, like I said, has really shaken up the list, like a lot. To a point where I feel uncomfortable, honestly, because like people are just, they're not going to like this one. And it's like, I know that, but it's, you know, it's just for discussion. So don't take it too serious, but yeah, there we go. Tien 6. I got this guy at 5. Let's move on to number 7, excuse me. Let's move on to number 5. And that is going to be the LR Super Saiyan 4s. Yeah. So hear me out on this one, right? Where this gets tough is, yeah. I know item ran this without the 4s, I believe. So hear me out on this one, right? The LR Super Saiyan 4s are really good, right? But that turn 3 can definitely be a problem. But I think that they can make up for that in the amount of defense and stacking abilities that they have. And if you get them on turn 4 and you turn into Gogeta 4, you are going to be looking really, really good in this new fight. So that is something that I want you to keep in mind. The ability to have the Scouter, the damage reduction that he has, all going to be looking pretty good. And we're going to do something at the end of this video now I'm thinking about it. But with this Gogeta 4, you're going to have the Scouter ability, you're going to have damage reduction, you're going to have the ability to counter the supers, you have the damage reduction from the Rainbow Orbs. I just think that like a fully built up Goku Black can still kind of like work around this guy and do a decent bit. And like a fully built up super, if you're not countering it, I want to say can do some damage if it's not that initial turn 4 with the super high damage reduction, right? That is where things I think can get a little bit dicey for this character. But I still like him overall, especially that turn 1 with the 77% damage reduction and guard. Rose Goku Black is not going to tag him up, especially after a super. Zamasu's not going to tag him up, especially after a super. That is where I'm feeling for the year 7s right now. The year 7s are really good in this new fight because of that damage reduction and stuff like that. And you might be wondering why I have this guy right here as high as I do, the gods higher than the 4s. What it comes down to for me is the fact that they dodge rather than having the damage reduction. And in this fight, you want both, but not everybody gets access to both, right? Not everybody's him. So what I'm liking right now about this guy is the fact that you have the ability with the Rainbow Orbs to get dodging, and dodging is going to work better than damage reduction in this fight because a dodge is better than tanking right now. 0 damage is better than 400k damage from a fully built up Goku Black Super, or in the case of somebody who doesn't have 77% damage reduction or something like 80% damage reduction, right? It's just death. I had a turn with this guy, fused Super Vegito. He had like 2.8 million defense. He had 60% damage reduction. It was his taunt turn, right? So defense was super high, over 3 million. And we take a super thinking we're 100% good. And then we get hit with that super and it's 2.8 million damage and we lose. So it's one of those situations where if you have the Rainbow Orbs and you can just potentially dodge the super or you could dodge the AoE, you're going to be looking pretty good because you're just not taking any damage. So that is why I have them above right now. This is just a really weird fight that makes rankings weird. So that is just something that you have to keep in mind. The Goku Black and Zamasu fight has really shaken up the way that you have to evaluate characters because, again, short form characters are king, right, in this specific fight because we're not going 8 to 9 turns. Is it a longer fight than like a Super Battle Road or a Battle Hard Formidable Foes? Yes, but it's not considerably longer. Usually when I clear, it's like turn 7, so Beast Gohan's intro's up, but I don't think he's doing enough offensively to really warrant like a spot that's higher. So like he's back, he's really good. He's definitely back in the top 10 for me. Gogeta, I like him here because again, you're able to get that Ghost Usher if you need it. You have the support that he's going to potentially bring to the table if you need it, and you can also unlock him if you need to. So that means at number 3, we're putting Teq Vegito. I can't believe it. They found a way to make him not number 1, and that was take away long form content as the hardest fight. Now, is Super Vegito still, the king of damage, still has really good defense? Yes. But the problem is right now, this could easily change during part 2. This could easily change during part 3. It's so possible. But right now, during part 1, the hardest fight is a locking fight. So if he gets locked in slot 1, that run is over. Okay? That's what it comes down to. Is Super Vegito still outperforming basically everything on this list individually? Yes. But a locking fight makes all of this so tricky. Who can't deal with a lock on this list? You can't deal with a lock. You can't deal with a lock. You can't deal with a lock. These two can't deal with a slot 1 lock. After turn 1 they can, so that's really good. That's why they're so high up on here. And that is why I have him down here right now. That Goku Black on normals, especially slot 1, is going to destroy this guy. Even Zamasu is going to be doing damage in slot 1. But on slot 2, with if Goku Black builds up even a little bit and this guy gets hit with a super in slot 2, that is not good, right? They found a way to get past 90% damage reduction somehow. I don't know how Amatsu and company did it, but they did it, right? He gets lit up. I've had situations where this guy looks really bad, but I've also had situations in my no item run, I was running 2 of him. So that speaks to a lot where you're at 7, you're at number 3. That speaks a ton to how good this character specifically is right now, individually, compared to the rest, right? Because again, that taunt is so valuable. He has a scouter, he has a taunt. So then all these characters have to do is deal with a usually a slot 2 or a slot 3 AoE or a slot 1 AoE. All they do is dodge and they'll be okay. But that even then, that still could potentially be a scary situation. So that is something to keep in mind. This is a really tough situation and a really different landscape for how things are being evaluated. When there's a new hard fight, characters get moved around. And that is what is happening here specifically. So you guys know who the top 2 are right now. If you want to interchange these 2 between 2 and 1, I don't really think that's a big deal. But I'll put Rose Goku Black at number 2, and that is going to put you at number 1. So we can go ahead and zoom out here. We get to talk about these guys a little bit more in specific. So let's pull these guys up and we will go to the Fuse Fighters tab and talk about these guys individually. So what can both of these characters do that warrant a slot 1 appearance? To me, it's the fact, or hey, I spoiled it, but a 1 and 2 appearance on this list. They both can go slot 1 in these new fights comfortably. Goku, if he gets hit with a super and doesn't dodge it, he'll lose you the fight, but he has 80% chance to dodge. I like my odds with 80%. But the normals, he's fine, right? His active skill does really good. Has a lot of support in here. Raising your attack and defense on that active skill, right? 4th turn, real easy. Really good damage on that. Getting a whole bunch of stuff when he receives his defense, right? 108% when he receives an attack, really good. Has damage reduction everywhere, has dodge chance everywhere. It's just a really easy setup for this character. And I think right now, his setup is just a little bit more friendly to get his full passive than this guy's is. Now, this guy with the clones, this is a sick team. We're going to be talking about this a little bit later today in another video. But this guy, like with the clones, is really fun. So just keep that in mind. It's just an overall situation right now where we're at with these guys. It's just it's interesting. But they have guard, right? And their full passive, they're also really, really, really good. And like comfortably where they need to be. The healing that these guys do, really, really good. I'm still kind of ability to stack attack, right? Giving the support. Like, you get this guy running around with the clones, and the clones are doing some crazy stuff. He also debuffs the enemy on his 12 key. These guys debuff the enemy on their 12 key, doing a bunch of supers. And it's just the ability to comfortably go in slot 1 in basically any fight right now is why I have these two up as high as I do. But right now, for me, it's the fact that I should have pulled this up, but like a super class team revolving around this guy, if you pull up fused fighters and you're running 2 of them, guess what? So a super class team for this guy, you have you, 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 right? So it's much easier to do that than it is with this guy because like, or with Goku Black, because we're just talking about like right now, the team isn't where it needs to be, but it's going to be in a really good way here soon, especially when we start to get these easy A's. So when we pull this up here, we look at super bosses, it's you, and then it's him with the clones, right? So, you know, we look at a character like Teq Vegito, who's dated. This Infusion Zamasu is still TBD on his easy A. I think this guy right here is good with his temporary buffs, but they're just temporary. So his setup, especially if you're running 2 of him, A, you're restricted to 1 category. We don't like that in this house. It can work. Obviously, this clone team is really good. But with the clone team in specific, you guys just have to remember that it's like, you know, stats specifically, like HP numbers are going to be a little bit lower, right? It's just because a lot of these characters, all the characters on the team except for you, are free. So just keep that in mind. And I just think that his setup is a little more accessible, but I don't think it's better, right? Because none of the clones are like unironically better than this guy, right? They're not better than you or you or you or you or you or you. So they're really good, but just keep that in mind. So that is how I'm feeling right now with the top 10. Now, let's go ahead and move this over to a tier list so things are a little easier to sort of grasp. And for those of you who skip to the end, you're going to see a tier list and not a top 10. Okay, so we are over here now with the tier list. Not too much is going to change. Just quickly, you're going to go in A. Don't really see too much of a reason to have him much higher up in terms of what's just going on in the game right now. Like the character, not the best situation for him at the moment. Now, moving along next, I think that's really just kind of like the last character I'd put in A. I'd probably just put you in A as well, I guess. I like him a lot. I just think he could have been, I don't know, it's tough. Yeah, I'll just put him in A. Why not? So S, Gotenks, right? Another character for S. Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I like him. It's probably as high as I put him. Low S for UI Goku. Very marginal usage, but very clutch character for sure. And I think that's really it for the S tier. Yeah, like that's how I'm feeling. All these characters down here are really good. So this one's kind of more of like, I'll put you high S. I'll put you high S. Yeah. So for Z, we'll rank the Z tier, right? So we'll put you here. We'll put you here. We'll do this. We'll do this. No. We'll do that. Yep. And yep. So it's going to look something like this. Yeah. So that is the top 10 right now. I know this one's going to be a bit more of a divisive top 10. It's just how it is right now. The Goku Black and Zamasu fight is wicked. It really is. It changes a lot of how things work. A lot of thinking in this video. Let me know what you guys think of the more like freestyle one, or do you want me to sit down and, you know, kind of plan it out? I think it's more fun for me and for those of you watching when you're kind of getting like my genuine thoughts and not like, you know, coming in here with like a super pre-planned argument and like, you know, yapping about this and that. But this is how I'm feeling right now about the game. A lot of really good characters, and that Goku Black and Zamasu fight is pretty tough. So let me know down below what you guys would change. Where would you change these characters? Where would you put this guy? Where would you put this guy? What places do you disagree with? All of that fun stuff. I always like hearing about it, even though, you know, some people get angry. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next video.